Hi, Saggies. How are y'all doing? Can you hear me? Okay, you can. Awesome. Okay. I was channeling earlier and I realized a few things. So, okay, my original job was promoting for clubs. And that was before and somewhat during my ascension and somewhat recently. However, I guess the what I do want to say is I have to get back to my Zen place. God is not fucking with people with me when it comes to me. Okay, this sounds like very conceited, but it's the truth. And that's one thing as a Saggy, I had to come and like literally do this for y'all because I had just got home. But I decided to do my job in like a way different way. In a way that I am sober, first of all, because it's hard to be demanding and be in charge of anything if you're not sober. Okay, coffee. What you see is what you get. What you are seeing is not what you get. Anyway, on to the reality of what I'm saying here. So when I was promoting, I promoted about 3 after hours in 2 clubs. There were, we came up with all these agreements and this and that. They were all verbal, of course. Nothing that would have withstood in court because that he said, she said, and then about on each side, people that say you did and you did. So it wouldn't like be. It wouldn't. You get what I'm saying. So after I did all the work, I went to them for actual pay, and they didn't pay me on several occasions. And this didn't happen all at one time. It just kind of happened. So when, and it's true. So when I went here recently to a couple of them just to kind of check it out and see what's up. This is what happened. I went there and they're shut down. I hear stories about how they got shot up and this and that and the other. Everything kind of got out of control after I quit. Of course, I'm going to quit if you're not paying me. Let's get that straight. So 3:33 on the clock. I realized then, at that very moment, God is not effing with people when it comes to me. But God is also not effing with anybody when it comes to any of his children, especially us white workers. It was hard for me to accept the fact that I was a white worker because there's two sides to every person. I'm not saying that I have like a completely terrible side, which I don't I don't mind kicking off my shoes real quick. Kicking off my shoes, putting some Vaseline on my knuckles, doing a little verbal ass whooping. I don't mind these things if you're wrong. If I'm wrong, I do not mind apologizing. I don't. I do not mind coming to you and saying you were right. 4:44 on my clock. I do not mind because it's part of the journey of humility. Let me make something really clear though. I'm not the only person on this earth that God and spirit and universe has protected. No, it would be crazy to think there's only one person on this entire earth that God really looks after. Do I have everything? No. Yes, I do, actually. I have everything I need within me. That's my everything. All of my possessions were gifts from the universe, God, from my ancestors. I was gifted the way that the universe gifts you. Let me explain it. So you need a job. The universe gives you a job so you can pay your bills. Do you love your job? Sometimes you find the job that you love immediately, and sometimes you don't. You just kind of got to do it until you find something that you love. The universe will send you. Okay, so I'm going to tell example tonight. So tonight I went out and I ran into like a couple of my close friends. Just kind of ran into. Well, I wouldn't say close because I don't have like super close. I have I have something with allowing people into my personal space, my personal inner me, which is very personal. Now, I went out tonight to celebrate me making a few of my businesses official this week. So, I got, I finally got my DBAs and I've been working so hard to just be able to accomplish certain goals. So I finally got my DBAs for my businesses and I finally got, a lot of other things done as far as, making them legally operational. So awesome accomplishment. So I'm spending the weekend celebrating. Even though it's sober, that does not mean that you can't go out. I like to dance. I like to sing. So I went to a karaoke bar and I danced and I sang sober, which I keep saying that because during my ascension, or during my dark night of the soul, ascending from my dark night of the soul, and I'm still ascending. You never stop ascending. Let me make that clear. Ever in life. Is it? Well, I just got finished ascending. No, you didn't. You're never finished ascending. Ever. Every time you learn a lesson, God will put a new one for you to learn. And then you ascend to the lesson that He is trying to teach you. If God never gave you any other lesson but the one, then I guess you are done ascending. But ascending is growth of self. Therefore, you're really never officially done ascending or went through an ascending and ascension and now it's over. You never stop ascending. Okay, I mean, for real. You ascend in age. You never stop aging. So, okay, let me just continue right along. So during I may skip subjects because my brain does its own thing and my mouth does another. I don't know. But okay, so during my ascension, its current ascension, I drank a lot. Every time I would go out, I guess I didn't take my job seriously enough. So it became more about the party than the job. As sometimes it will working in the industry that I work. And the music industry, club industry, this, that, and the other, a lot of things can take over. So Okay. So during my ascension, a lot of things took over. I didn't understand the concept of actually going out and not being locked and sucked into I didn't, oh God, how do I put this? The difference between going out and having fun for fun one night a week, or one night a month, or one night every 2 weeks. Okay, have a drink. Get fucked up. Okay. Do it. But when it's your job and you're going out every night, you can't do that every night. Eventually that stuff comes back on. It seeps over into every aspect of your life. So that's what it did. It seeped over in every aspect of my life. I thought it was completely impossible to go out and be in that kind of environment and not drink, not get caught up in that world. Explaining why I'm emphasizing sober. 11:22 on my clock. So okay, let's get back to it. So tonight I went out sober, and then I ran into a friend of mine. After they had, well, before I had actually seen them, I ran into somebody, and the guy asked me, "Hey, do you happen to have a lighter?" I said, "Of course I do." And I literally, personally lit his cigarette, and I put my lighter in my pocket. He said, "Oh, you're so sweet. You're such a gentleman." I said, "Of course. What do you mean?" I mean, so then I continued walking through and walking through. At the end of the night, he works in an after hour. I found out when I walked up to the spot that he was actually the doorman at the after hour. And so instead of having to pay to get in the after hour, he said, "Hey, B." I said, "Hey, sweetie." And he said, "You know what? B's my another +1. Kindness goes a long way. One. Two, the moral of my story is okay, I think I just skipped about a few morals. But the point of my story is that the universe has a way of 1313 showing you that it's not everything that you receive in this universe is off your back. You know, you need something. You need a way to pay your rent. They give you a job. You need his last few bucks in your pocket. Maybe they might send somebody like the guy I met tonight. And I'm not saying this is my case personally, but they'll send somebody like the guy I met tonight that you know happened to be working there, and they let me in for free, like no, like hassle free. And on my way out, of course, I showed gratitude. I thanked him. Not only did I thank him, I thanked God, source, and universe for A, sending him, and B, for the good night that I had. Running into my friends that I hadn't seen in a long time. And I'm always solo dolo. Um, Sometimes intentionally, and sometimes not so intentional. Sometimes I just have to do what I have to do. So, but it turns into a lot of times, it's a lot easier to maneuver when you're solo. 14:41 on my clock, because there's no reason or no one to stop you from accomplishing whatever your goal is for that night. Now, whenever you have someone there with you, you have to make sure they're okay, which is another part of being a job, having a job like promoting. I'm also a speaker. I love words. 1515. I love to speak. I sing, I rap, I dance. I love expression. So that song is so expressive because I like it. But the reason I mean, you can express a number of emotions without knowing you're doing it. I read people. That's what makes my job my job. 1544. You have no idea. I read you before you walked up. Like a book. 1555. I'm very serious. So I read good. I like good energy. So I think that's why I like going to places like bars and clubs and like that stuff like that. People are there to have fun. We're not, I don't know, sitting at home watching TV. We're not there to work out. We're not there to go to the library and read books. We're there to have fun. Dance, sing, other things that creativity, creative project, being creative, expressive, the thing that you don't get to do when you're sitting at home watching the TV. That's why people go out. Oh, I'm so tired. I wanna smile, laugh, dance, get messed up, this, that, and the other. Come back home. Monday, I gotta be ready for work. Tomorrow, I have to be ready for work. Whatever the case be. So that is why I do my job. And I enjoy presenting a night of a lifetime to people who live the kind of life where they only get out every once in a while. 1717. I like that. That's my job. That being said, sober. I got caught up in a lot of things. But also, every day of my life, I work to overcome something new. Now, the reason for my title, I'm your daddy. Saggies. God says, and people are like, you shouldn't mention God and tarot. Who the heck do you think is talking to you? What do you think these messages are about? They don't say messages from spirit for nothing. Your ancestors, the universe. When things actually do align in your life, who do you think doing it? 18 on my clock. Who do you think is doing it? Okay? So God says, oh my God, I just lost my train of thought. Okay. God, jeez. Here I go. Look, that music is so funny. As soon as I read that, like the whole song kind of just doing the loud. So, okay. I'm having an I'm sleepy moment, even though I'm drinking coffee because I'm a coffee fanatic. And once I actually do lay down and try to relax, I won't be able to, but trying to stay up is really making me tired. Okay. Yes, 22. But I couldn't come home my whole way home. I just kept thinking about 1919 on the clock, the truth, about those clubs that I was thinking, okay, they must be prosperous. They're, this, that, and the other. They got shut down. And shortly after our confrontation, which made me really realize that it's not me doing it as much as it didn't take me to be there for their ass whooping. I'm your daddy, Saggy. I brought you in this world and I can take you out. And that's what God said. Now, yes, you were born of your parents. Born. Not, and you know what? I have a way of speaking to sound. I have trouble making interpersonal relationships because I think this way, but I think this way for an actual reason. My parents, I love them. I don't much mess with them because they haven't ascended. They don't understand kindness, true kindness. Not the kindness that I can give them, but actual reciprocated kindness. Love, compassion, devotion. They don't understand these things. They think, the girl, I brought you in this world. I can take you out. Hi, mommy. Hi, daddy. You can't take me out of here unless you plan on going to prison for the rest of your life. 21:21 on the clock. The only person that can take me out of this beast is God and myself. I don't mean myself in a suicidal way. I mean myself as if I continue to fulfill emotional issues with physical vices, smoking, drinking, I don't know, not taking care of my body, not taking vitamins, eating really unhealthy food. If I continue to do these things, I am therefore, and he's telling you, 22:02 on my clock, he is telling you by everything that how your body reacts. I don't want you to do that. So I recently realized, and I'm meaning, and I'm gonna get to this. I realized recently that I can't eat meat. 22 on the clock. I can't eat meat. It's annoying. I love meat. I barbecue 22:33. I barbecue big slabs of meat. But I can't eat meat because my digestive system, let me repeat that. My digestive system is not does not is not compatible for meat. I'm an omnivore. So okay, so that I get the protein that I need, I have decided to go pescatarian. Pesca, I never say it right. Pescatarian. So I only eat seafood and vegetables. I love seafood, but I don't want it to become like I don't like to be restricted. Okay, so I occasionally eat my occasional burger. Okay, maybe some chicken fried occasionally, but my body always automatically feels when I eat that kind of stuff really gassy. I get heartburn. My stomach can't digest it. It takes hours, even after I'm hungry. I mean, after it's started to digest for me to actually feel better. It was, I don't think it was never, it was ever, never, okay. It was ever anything that I was supposed to eat. I don't know. But my body's never, ever been able, never, ever. My body's never been able to really, work with that. So God has a way of telling you, I don't want you to do that. So therefore, 24:33, I and he are the only one that can take me out of this world. If I keep smoking, I'm going to get cancer. There are a lot of people on this earth that don't get cancer. They smoke to the day they die and started when they were 7. I do not condone underage, and I mean underage as Like, if you're not, I don't care if you're 18, something like the rest of your life, something like a habit that you're going to keep for the rest of your life is not something that you should decide on. Nor should be you should be peer pressured into. I don't care. Laws are different than fate. Okay. Anyway, there are people on this earth that smoked from the time they were 7 to the day they died. There are people on this earth that can smoke a cigarette a day and be okay. And there are some people that smoke 2 packs of cigarettes, 3 packs of cigarettes a day. They ended up slowing down, or they're okay, or have really bad problems. There are people on this earth that can smoke a pack a day. There are people, if you keep smoking, you're doing it to yourself. That's a cure for an emotional issue. Anxiety, depression, and this, that, and the other. You get to the moment where you're just like, I need a cigarette. Um, so you then use that to soothe you until the next one. That is what I mean by you taking yourself out. God. God will teach you if you don't listen. If you smoke so much that you can't breathe in the morning, you start coughing stuff up. Your lungs hurt, you're this, that, and the other, but you cannot control the anxiety. I would literally consider going to a therapist or getting help for the anxiety part. You don't do things. You don't do things just to do it. Like, you don't smoke just because you smoke. You smoke for a reason. It's like people who do drugs. People do drugs for a reason. Whatever the reason why is, and why that you do that drug or whatever it is, even if it's to escape, what are you running from? If you're running from something, go get help. For the running part, not the drug part. The drug part is I hate when my brain is not working. The drug part is and everybody knows what I'm trying to say, so I'm not gonna keep trying to think of it. But the real is that you're doing it because there's an underlying reason. Like, once you start feeling, it's like, I know I'm overweight and eat too much. I know that about myself. I say, for an example. And then you're saying, oh, if I just stop eating as much, then I'm going to lose weight. It doesn't work that way. If I just do this, or if I just do that, it'll happen. It doesn't work that way. What happens is you have to fix the inner of why you're not working out, or why you don't find yourself, like, you think that it's going to be hard. What is the mental that is creating the reaction? Okay? Like, seriously. Like, it's like having, I don't know, a rash. You don't get a rash just out of nowhere. You get a rash from a reaction from something that's going on with your body, whether it's an allergic reaction or, well, 9 times out of 10, a rash is an allergic reaction. So there it is. So there you go. You can't just get a rash in the womb. For real. Like, you literally have to come in contact with something that is going to give you a rash. Rash. God, stop. I'm going to go to bed here in a second, but I guess my whole point of even speaking tonight is to let you know that, and I really came on 29. Here it goes. I really came on here without, like, this, like, idea of, like, just, I want you to know that it is real. It's real. Like, all this stuff is real. Like, you see these tarot readings, and if it's meant for you, it's meant for you. You'll see the things actually happen in your life. And it's like a prediction. Like Nostradamus. I think he knew what he was talking about. It happened. So you cannot say that it's the devil because Nostradamus predicted the Holocaust. I'm just saying. Was he the devil? No, he just showed you some stuff that you should know. That was like one of the first psychics of this world. People are actually psychic. Nothing is an accident. When somebody pulls a freaking card for you, it's meant for you. If these stories somehow resonate with you, they're meant for you. Your playlist, your list of tarot readers or psychics, that's your list. Not everyone has that list. That doesn't show up on everybody's list. It's yours. Just saying. Sometimes you peep into other people's reading. I mean, other people's energy within your list. And it's energy in your list that's by you. Have you ever asked somebody, what is your sign? When you see 3122, what is your sign? They said, okay, say your psychic says an Aquarius is this, a Libra is this, a Gemini is this. And you say, what is your sign? And so they say, this Aquarius is like this for you. This Aquarius is like this for you. So the Aquarius can come from anywhere in their chart. Maybe their Aquarius is their friend and family sign. Maybe their Aquarius is their work. Whatever it is, they're still an Aquarius. Libra, Gemini. Yes, it can be specified Libra, Gemini, or Aquarius, but them as the air, the whole of the sign, and then it can be specified is the important part. Where in their houses it lies is the important part. So you can meet a Scorpio with a high Aquarius, Aquarius work, and that is the aspect of that Scorpio that you are in or associating with. So you can't say, what is your sign? And then they tell you, I'm a Scorpio. But their tarot reader said this is an Aquarius. If you meet this Aquarius at work, then that's their house of work. So that don't just I learned this every day. I'm a Sagittarius. A third deacon, second. I think I'm a third deacon. A third deacon, second Sagittarius. So I've been doing this, baby. Am I a third deacon? No, I'm not. I'm a first deacon, Sagittarian. Oh, excuse me. Sorry, y'all. So yes, I'm a first deacon Sagittarian. Yes. So, my point is, I'm a philosopher. I like to learn. I like to learn people. I like to learn things. I read all the time about stuff, all the time. 3344. I'd rather read about it than somebody tell me. I'd rather read 10 articles that say the same thing, or 10 articles, 4 of them say the same thing, and 6 of them don't like have a variation of the same thing, but it has something a little extra in there that you might want to know. I like learning things. So learning how to read people became a very good hobby for me. But it also taught me how to teach people, which is why I'm here. I'm your daddy. The only thing that can take you out this world is you and God. 3434. Your parents are lovely. My parents are lovely. Oh, mommy, daddy gave me these good looks. Also, I have 30. Thank you, Spirit. 3444 on my clock. So, okay. But your outer vessel does not make the inner you. Thank you for listening. So here's the gist of my story. everything. Here's the gist of everything. A, you're meant to be here. You're meant to learn lessons every day of your life. Don't think that anything is ever not going to happen. B, to those who are wondering when their exes are coming back, let me tell you something. Pick your head up. You do not breathe, blink. You do not hear. You do not see. You don't open your eyes and you don't close your eyes to anyone but you and God. God feeds you dreams. He fulfills your dreams. Prayer is so great. Spirituality, believing in something higher than yourself, even better. I'm not saying anything against people who are agnostic or atheists. You got here somehow. And think about it. A parent can make a body, but God makes the personality. You're not just like exactly a clone personality in all of anyone if you were uniquely you. Everyone's uniquely them. You have to just tap into it. Secondly, once you do tap into it, it is so fucking awesome. I teach people how to tap in. Tap, tap, tap in. So, okay. Thirdly, moving right along. Wait, I'm not done with the secondly. 3707. I'm not done. So, wondering when somebody's going to come back to you that left you, or is living your life, or has died, or has, again, this sounds very non personal, but it's very personal. If you really consider what exactly is happening outside of how you feel about it, feelings, 3744. I'm going to put it like this. Feelings are like buttholes. Everyone has one or two or three feelings, but not buttholes. I don't have one of those. But we all feel. That is not the point. I mean, somebody says something to hurt your feelings. You're going to feel that and a number of emotions. If you love somebody so deeply and they leave, you're going to feel that. A number of emotions, from anger to disappointment to this, that, and the other. But to be honest with you, do they close your eyes? Do they open them? Is anybody waking up going like this? You can wake up now. You can go to sleep now. Shut up. Okay, now you can speak. You're not allowed to breathe for a couple of days. Okay, now you can breathe. No, you are uniquely you. Therefore, if they leave, let them go. 3909, because they don't see your value. Tarot is great. It's like amazing. It's amazing to be able to tap into, to even have, to be a entity on this earth to receive a reading based on your life is a gift. 3933. It's a gift. It's not 3939, something that everyone gets. You can't read for everyone, but everyone has their own spirits and spirit guides. Everyone's divinely guided in their own way, to their own path. No one is alone. my point is, don't let nobody shut you up. Don't let nobody tell you when you can be happy. Choosing not to be happy when because somebody left, it's your choice. Them coming back, it's not your choice. That's their choice, their divinely guided path. If they were supposed to be guided back to you, it doesn't take a tarot reader to tell you when it comes or when it's coming. It will just happen. I think that's the point of everyone and everyone's existence in this universe that don't even know about tarot, that don't see the significance of it. So do not ever, 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 ever be afraid to let someone be themselves. Because when they are truly there for you, truly there for you, they will truly stay. You can't decide because you love them, they're going to stay. They're going to come back. The way that you love them was something that was going to make them stay. I'm going to tell you something. The statistics of marriage. Look those up. The people who got married, 41, 44, they got married for love. Sometimes one person may not feel as much love anymore for the other person, and things happen and they no longer are together on that other person's accord because the other person has a right to make their own decision. So the other person decides, I just want out. It doesn't make you a bad person. It doesn't mean, oh my God, they're gone. I'm going to destroy my entire life. I'm going to go drink. I'm going to do this. I'm going to do that. That is your choice and your reaction to. But if you said, I'm going to feed my energy into myself. I love and adore this person, but my energy, and I'm sad, and I want to cry every day, every single hour, every single moment, every single thought. I just want to be like, what did I do? You know what? Nothing. You didn't do anything. Unless you bombed their car, and you know what I'm saying, I mean, you know the obvious. You know the obvious if there was something you did. You cheated. Some people in this world know they don't want to be with a cheater. I don't care how much you love them. You like to cheat. You love cheating. You know, I mean, for real. You loved the idea when it was happening. 34. So, and then if you weren't at fault or felt a blame, okay, then you didn't do anything. People have a right to make their own choices. And those are that's a very political sounding sentence. But the reality 404 of it's the truth. It's like being a 50-year-old woman being in the room with a 16-year-old kid. Pardon me, and I do not condone that. That is just, that's not right. And, you know, at the time it seemed cool, okay, to be attracted to this 16-year-old kid and you're 50 something. At the time it seemed cool. Or maybe they're 18. Say 18, legal. At the time it seemed okay. At the end of the day, though, you know that it's not. The problem with it is that you have two different mental objectives. You're at two different mental standards as far as the world, as far as maturity is concerned, amongst other things. So, again, I'm going to leave that subject as far as that goes because I'm going to just suck down my own energy thinking about that. It was disgusting. It's not right. But it's just not right. If you're wrong, you're wrong at this point. Point is, you're wrong, you're wrong. So you can't expect God not to have something to say or do about it. Whether it's between you and that person, or whether it's between you and that person's parents, or whether it's between a choice now that because you're doing something, you knew you weren't gonna settle down with that little kid, so okay. That kid gonna want to marry you, girl, boy. They gonna love you. They ain't never experienced something like that before, or anything. It doesn't matter. So you just become a kid's first heartbreak. That kid is not able to handle that. Not emotionally. Are you gonna say go talk to a therapist? Bye. So God has his own separate consequences. Now that 18-year-old kid also has consequences. Date people your own damn age. And the reason why, there's a reason for that. So that when your heart gets broken, you can tell your parents about it. But you're not going to want to tell your parents that you slept with a 50-year-old woman. You're not going to tell anybody. No one. So that's the point. Age and race are two different things. I'm not telling a black person not to date a white person. Those are two different things. Sometimes people be like, age ain't nothing but a number. Yes, it's a number. But maturity is something else. Okay? If you can handle it. Anyway. So I don't know why I went off on this tangent about that. But I can use a plethora of examples about right and wrong. It's like a guy who only dates small women because he knows he can control smaller women versus, I don't know, a woman his own size. I don't know. Pick up someone your own size. I don't know. I'm sorry. So, okay. So that was another example. Sorry. Nobody's offended. I don't care how you think about it. If you are not on the same level or as another, is the point. Lastly, I'm your daddy, Zaddy. So I guess I say that because you know, when I was growing up, my daddy used to say, "You can't say no to me. I'm your daddy." No. So okay, well, God really meant that, which is why I'm back on my channel. Because God said, you can't say no to me. I said, I'm not reading tarot. I'm not doing it. I'm grateful. 49. This really did happen. I'm grateful. I'm not reading tarot. I'm not speaking. Hence my dark night of the soul. I was gone for a really long time, guys. 50:05 on my clock. I was gone for a really long time. I said, I'm not reading tarot. Fine, if you don't give me what I want, I'm not reading tarot. Yes, you are. You're going to speak online. Yes, you are. Watch. You better watch. He said, watch what I do if you don't. If you don't tell people what you know. I don't know if this is going to make sense. I hope it makes sense to somebody because it seems like a whole bunch of switching subjects 50-50 for me. And subject up to subject up to subject. Go back to the subject and go. It seems like that to me. Maybe this will make sense to somebody and I hope it does. I think that's kind of the point of the light workers, that the light worker sees the light first and then they teach people how to get to the light. It's like a teacher with no education. You just can't do it. Only thing a baby can teach you is how to raise it. If it's your soul, if it's your destiny to do so. So I guess it's kind of all in all, starting from the beginning of my story, I am very grateful to God's Source Universe. My positive, always protective angels. And even when I think that things are the worst that they can be, there are starving kids in Africa, Rwanda, Europe, America, who don't have a thing. Things can always be worse. But from your bottom, you have to strive for, stay positive and strive, even in your most negative of emotions, stay positive and strive for a bleep of light and just float towards it. If you don't have a job, get a job, try it, put out the application. First 3 don't work, put out 3 more. You want a relationship that matters? Stop looking back. Stop looking back, because back doesn't get you anywhere unless there's change. Not promises, actual physical. 53:44. Now somebody says, I will change. Now somebody says, I have changed, and you know they haven't. Let them show you. Not temporarily. Make sure that shit is permanent. Otherwise, you have to think, why did that person take the time to even break your heart in the first place? Just to come back and do it again. At that point, it's your fault. It's your fault because it was also your choice to let them back. In the same token, if you do let them back, and it's an amazing, awesome improvement, then not only is your work done, but their work is done too. You have ascended to the next level of lessons. I love you, Saggy. And I tell myself that every day. I'm amazing. I'm special. And I deserve love. Even if I have to love my own damn self, 5511 on my clock. I am going to stay single until I find somebody that is going to treat me the way I feel like I want to be treated. And I mean all those aspects: feel, think, taste, sound, all of those aspects I want to be met with. Ain't nobody checking off 3 of my 50 boxes no more. I'm not taking up nobody else's check, please. No, nobody else potential. 55, 55. I don't care how much potential you got. Potential is to be strived for. I want you there. Let me see the real you so I can show you the real me. Love you, Saggy. And all those who are not real in your own shit, open your eyes. Open your eyes. Stop lying. Stop lying. If you're not real within yourself, eventually it's going to catch up with you. Be uniquely you. If you think uniquely you is a cheating, lying dirtbag, you need to do some work. God didn't mean that for nobody. Give something to the homeless. Open your heart to something. If you're cheap, give something up. If you're a liar, for once, tell the truth. I don't know, if you have something that you know is a fault, do the opposite. A negative fault, a default, at fault. Do the opposite. Change your life. Change your mind. Or change your mind. Change your life. Namaste, Sachi. I love you, baby.